I don't like the idea of it. If people want to buy from us, well, it's sold mail order anyway, going back whatever. But it's not every day. But I just don't like the impersonal thing about it, and also,
This is what I was saying
more
before.
like to be defrauded. I mean, people try and defraud me to my face.
So I'm going to do it online. It's the
So imagine we're doing it, selling cards, and I'm not sure how it works. Someone tried to get a national off me, 3,500, where it didn't sound right, a few days ago on the phone. Have you got a national, whatever, not national, whatever the model it was, Res Electric, I think it was. Anyway, I said, yeah, I've got one. So much price, whatever, 3,000, whatever it was. He said, I'd like to buy it, but I need it tomorrow. I said, well, it's too late for tomorrow. And I just, this attitude, I had a funny feeling. I'm experienced on these things. I'm usually right as well. And, but I have been defrauded years ago. And so it all seemed okay, but it wasn't, turned out. Anyway, years ago now. And I think everyone in business is probably been defrauded.
You're going to come across it,
about it. Anyway, got caught a few just by the voice, or by the attitude in
feeling, or just that feeling you get.
That's it, feeling. And this is a good detective, you know what I mean. And this bloke rang and he said, "Well, I need to go to India." He said, "I need to send
tomorrow
in London." Well, he said, "This is on Monday, not Tuesday." Tuesday. He wanted it by Wednesday, right? And it's going to be on a plane to India from Heathrow on Thursday. And I just said,
no.
Come up with some excuse, you know. And I gave him some other places to try, you know. And so I didn't, you know, I made some excuse. I then said, "Oh, I've just had a voice shout across the shop to me. It's got deposits on it." So
end of conversation.
And then I had another one where two blokes were in here a few years ago. And when they want to buy something expensive without trying it or asking any questions.
Yeah, it's like saying for a test drive without, buying it without test drive.
And can't remember the full story, but there's two of them. And we got an ID for a reason, you know. And the ID was an American ID is English or British. American ID, and it was his address was Chester, Pennsylvania, right. So I've been past that Chester 50, 60, 80 times. It's right next to the airport, Philadelphia Airport.
Right.
It's not our Chester. It's Chester. The few Chesters. And I mentioned something about the airport, and he looked a bit blank, right?
Like, you should know.
Yeah.
If you're from there, you should know.
Major airport. Planes will be going up in 2 minutes. So so I just come up with some excuse, and that was it. So I can't remember the full story,
but you just know you got a feeling.
Funny enough, with the Chester, I go past on the way to the airport. Away from the airport.
Fake that.
Literally 2 miles away from the airport.
Fake that, isn't it?
And I've had a few, you know, where I've caught people out. Caught people out. So imagine it was online. Imagine. We're talking about the world's biggest lion.
That's
and knockout and
this
stinky and all these different people. But what's the what they called Monty Python?
Oh, Monty Python, yeah.
Billy Connolly came another time with his tour. It was the last time actually. He was at the Apollo again. Not the Apollo, some years ago when he first came in.
Yeah.
He was just there one night. And he'd got a Martin guitar from Monty Python. What's the called from Monty Python now? Eric
Idle.
Idle. Give him to a guy.
From Wallasey, isn't
Eric Idle. Anyway, needed setting up, and Barry wasn't in, so I said, we said, I'll leave it with you and come through this way in a month again on tour. So, it's from Eric Idle. Anyway, we fixed the phone. Picked a month later, and he was standing over there next to Martin. I used to have a lot more Martins than them. Mostly new ones there. I had 75 Martins at the time. So I used to get lots of used ones from America. Anyway, it was usually 70, 75 Martins, new and used. And he stood there and he said, I love this shop, he said. He said, never seen so many Martins in one place. That's what he said. That's when he picked up the Martin Eric Idle guitar.
Yeah.
Anyway, when he was doing one of his shows on TV, he toured in the Martin factory.
Right.
And he was walking around the Martin factory with one of the Martin people, and one of the Martin people said to him, Billy, have you got a Martin? He said, yeah, I've got one. It was owned by Eric Idle. He said, oh, from Monty Python. Because Monty Python
Big over there,
popular over there. Anyway, he was doing Route 66.
You seen it on the bike? You ever seen it? Yeah. You ever cycling, didn't you?
And he went to see a dealer who I knew, right? He used to collect pedal steels and lap steels and all sorts of other stuff. It was at the Island Guitar Show. I knew him, right? And so this fellow showed him around his place. This is a Route 66 program.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I remember he had some unusual things besides lots of musical instruments. I couldn't remember what it was. When I saw him at the show, he had probably 17 rooms of collectibles. Right?
17
rooms, yeah. In Mississippi, Missouri, somewhere. What it was, Route 66 anyway. And they say part of the one of his visits was the premises. Yeah. Right? So his name was Rob. And I said to Rob on the show, I saw you on the Billy Connolly thing. I said, there's something on the program you collected, and I can't remember what it was. Something unusual. It wasn't musical. What was it? It said suitcases. Besides all guitars.
Just 17 rooms of suitcases?
No, it collected suitcases as well. So this is one of the unusual things, because I couldn't remember what it was. I was mentioned on the Billy Connolly program. So it collected suitcases as well. Well, to imagine there's all the rolly ones.
The old
fancy trunks and all sorts of different shapes. Anyway, I said, what's this about 17 rooms? It used to be a motel. It must have been converted to this place where they collected all this stuff. It had to be secure, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You can imagine, to say the least, the suitcases. And they did I'd say he collected all sorts of stuff, like instruments. So I can't imagine what it would have been worth,
Yeah, so a few decent things there, like.
But as I say, but he's our favourite, Billy Connolly. Our favourite as far as really nice bloke,
Yeah.
Didn't tell any jokes, obviously, but he's just a very approachable and a really nice bloke, you know what I mean? So
he's still working class fella from up north, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah. Well, my family are doctors and seafarers, and when we had docks, as in
My granddad was a dock captain the war, not like, but he always said to me when I was leaving school, about to leave school, go and be a Stevie door in the docks. Something for you to go and do.
Yeah. Well, there used to be 30,000 dock workers once.
Sorry.
My dad was a seafarer on the Kidderhard line.
Sorry.
I remember my dad was on a ship called the Mauritania, which is the fourth biggest Kidderhard line at the time. And he's worked the Elder Dempster line, which is big white ships went to Canary Islands and West Africa and all this.
Yeah.
And I used to take every fifth Monday the Oriole. It was called the Oriole. There's a picture of it in the picture of the Oriole, an oil painting of that ship in the museum at Albert Dock of that ship. And I said to him, I've been on that ship.
You've been on that ship, yeah.
I've heard that before. How many told me? How many times you told me that? So, well, what happened every fifth Monday at Dock, right, that was the head chef on the. And I'd go down to the ship with them on the Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the overhead railway when it was there. I used to love the overhead railway.
Yeah, Dock was umbrella.
Hundreds of ships, midships. And my dad had the galley, the cookhouse was there, and they had a his own little cabin, and a cabin boy who was sort of Ghanaian or Nigerian, named Sonny, and I used to talk to him. And I was a great boxing fan when I was 14, right?
Yeah.
Said honest. And I knew everything about it. And on the ship at the time, visiting from Birkenhead, was Pat McAteer, the British middleweight and Empire boxing champion, right? McAteer was one family, the Les McAteer boxer. I assume Jason McAteer, who played for Liverpool, probably his son, maybe.
Yeah, for somebody.
I would imagine. I'm not sure. So he knew the Everton players because he would go to Everton all the time, from when I was 13 to 19, 4 months, and that's when I met again in London. So every single match, every home match, all those years, friendlies, cup ties, everything, lots of away matches, and stuff like that. So, and they knew the Everton players. So, and he surprised me knowledge of boxing. Because I knew who he just won against.
Well, you were saying before, you know, was the memory man.
Yeah, I know. And actually gave me, and when you're a kid, you made up with this, the black and white photo, sort of, and signed it.
Right.
And I treasured that. I don't know whatever happened to it, but that picture, when you're 13 or 14, I was probably 14, and meeting someone like that,
you know, having a chat with them and that.
And I used to go to a place called the Downbeat Club, the Royal Tide Club, before I went to London, and the Everton players would be there on a Thursday night. There's no sort of Sunday games. It was weekdays. You couldn't go on a Friday night. You could go out on a Thursday night, and they were in. Both clubs were 50, 100 yards away from each other. My mate played for Tranmere. He'd been injured badly, so he had to retire very young. But he knew the Everton players. So we're actually sitting with Alex Young, the Golden Vision, right? The week he signed from Heart for 40,000 quid. And with Jimmy Gabriel. And my mate Tony knew Jimmy Gabriel. So I was sitting with them on the coffee or something. I don't know the bar, we doing the coffee place or I'm not sure. And they'd be in the Downbeat Club around the corner. Swinging Blue Jeans would be on the residence before they know.
Yeah.
Little did I know that Swinging Blue Jeans, the later versions of them, would be customers of mine years later. Right? Little did I know. And little did I know when I went to Cavern and I saw Remo 4, right?
Yeah.
Remo 4 on the same bill as the Beatles that night. That's Colin Manley, who was Paul McCartney's favourite guitar player on the Liverpool scene. Found this out years later. Years later. He joined the Swinging Blue Jeans later on and bought stuff from me, and Colin was dead now. He died not long afterwards. But he ended up joining the Swinging Blue Jeans because a couple of people had left. But I'd seen the original ones at the Downbeat Club in 61, 62, whatever it was. 61. And then little did I know that Colin Manley at the Remo 4 joined them, and then they'd be customers of mine, you know. You don't know the years later, you know. They're probably in their 50s then, you know.
Yeah.
They would have been, say, 20 when they came down the whatever they were.
So,
little did I know. And also, as I say, now, my son is named Alex. Isn't it funny? Named after Alex Young, actually. Good job. Good job of being like Elvis. It would have been Elvis Murphy. Doesn't go, does it?
Doesn't go, yeah.
His name's Alex Young.
Elvis Murphy, so it is.
Alex Murphy sounds okay.
Yeah.
I'm not Irish, but 150 years back, maybe. Anyway, so the great grandparents. But Elvis Murphy didn't sound as good as Alex Murphy.
No.
Doesn't go.
Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, Frank, for dinner time's approaching and it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, so I'm putting the both under orders, aren't we?
Well, the best way to do things is, I said, if you want to keep it cheap, is go to the park and
pick some flowers.
There won't be many. But
we don't left now. Already, that idea's been sold.
There are some winter flowers sometimes.
The bluebells.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So, you know, the future for the shop. Any plans on?
No chance. The chance of me retiring is nil. I'd have to be really ill.
Yeah.
If I end up in a wheelchair, I'll find a way of getting in there. You know.
What would be your advice for, like, you know, or how would you go about helping young musicians or young guitar players coming who you know?
Well, I always try to guide them. I'm not in anyone's pocket, not on commission from anybody. I try to guide them to teachers, one-to-one. I'm not on commission, and I don't do things like that. I don't do backhanders. If you do this for me, I'll do that.
No.
I don't do it. So I just, if I sat down with guitar for the first time, I said, have you thought about lessons? Oh, not really. No, it's going to look on YouTube. If you can afford it, try to go to lessons. I can give you names of people. And you go every 2 weeks, say, and you'll learn the right way straight away.
Yeah.
And then you've got to practice every day if you can. If you can't practice one day, try and catch up on another, you know, if you can. You work, you know, whatever you're doing. And I said, if you go to a teacher and you practice what they show you, you're going to be a good musician. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Seen it. This big anything. Professional musicians, singer-songwriters, all sorts of stuff. I've seen people 50 years old, never played in their life. And 3 years later, they're in the clubs. Little did they know that.
So it is doable, isn't it? You know,
Because it is.
You know, everyone I speak to go, I couldn't play that. You can, you just won't.
People said to me, and I was quite young, and they said, well, it's too late. I said, and I just quote them something. I said, the bloke came in here once, he was 84 years old, bought a banjo, right? Never played an instrument in his life, bought a banjo. Then he came in and part extra because it was in his hands, you know. So he got a lap steel, still had a lap steel. So it's easy on his knee. And he went to lessons. All soldier,
Brilliant, that.
Yeah. And he was 84.
Yeah.
He was 84. So I always say that.
You're never too late. You're never too late, is it?
No, definitely not. You do at least do something. Depends on you know, maybe.
Rather than have that, I wish I'd done that attitude.
Oh yeah. And I always say to them, if you can go to lessons, because I know all the teachers have told me how to, you know, write them. I can write them down, but I did in my head is writing down. the local teachers, and I've seen the difference it makes one to one.
Yeah. Of course,
Rather than looking at a book for hours and going, what's
or,
this
or
mean?
like
And
watching a video, but that video can't say to you, hang on, stop, do it this way,
yeah,
or try it that way. You just learning their mistakes.
Also, a teacher can show you a few tricks as well.
Oh, shortcuts and
Just simple little things that it's not in the right way. Show you little tricks are very effective, like little bass drums and you know, on a guitar or whatever. It's all little fiddly little bits or little tricks that a teacher will know about, you know. And so you go, wow, how you made them. But it's as say. So, but as I said, not in anyone's pockets. I don't do.
So your best advice to put out there would be get lessons.
If you can,
one-to-one lessons.
If you can't afford it, that's different. If you can't afford it, so if you can afford it, you know, and you think of it every fortnight, it's well worth it because you're not frustrated, as in wondering whether you're doing it right.
There's a lot of con men out there now who are preferring to be teachers, charging £20 an hour.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not teachers.
I only give up people I know.
Yeah, they're not teachers. Simply.
There's someone used to come in here. Well, he still comes in here now and again, and he said to me, "You can't hurt this bloke. As far as he's got a broad back and thick skin."
All right.
And he said to me one day, years and years and years ago, he charged £8 per lesson. And at the time, the best teacher around here, which is still around, Tom, he's the best teacher around here, and he's charging £8. And he said, this fella said to me, "Do you think I'm the best guitarist in Runcorn?" Now, a lot of people who said that, I go, yeah.
You're all right.
No, you know, they don't just go along with it. You know, but this fella's, he's disliked by a lot of people, and you couldn't hurt him. You said something hurtful, you wouldn't be hurt by it anyway. I said, something like, you're way down the list. I didn't say it exactly that way. So, can you do folk blues? I know some blues. Yeah. What about bluegrass guitar? What about jazz guitar? I went through all these different. What about that? What about this? And he was a good electric player, a decent electric player. He could do all these. Well, I know people who can do all those things.
Well-rounded, yeah.
Several of them, which is each
or
one.
A good knowledge level of each style, yeah.
And anyway, but they make the differences. And then
legend in his own head.
He came in one day, and he had a poster. Right, I'm not going to advertise that between the two doors. That's free, but whatever we want to put there, it's free. It's advertising that you need a guitarist in your group or a bass player in your group or a drummer. It's free. And if you want to advertise an event, it's free. It's just free. You can leave it all years after year. I'm not bothered. Anyway, you put a poster up, and it's something like Robin Hood School of Music and Dance, sound like a stage school, you know. I can't remember how you put it. Robin Hood or something like that. And the idea of the Robin Hood, he sort of not charging rich prices for guitar lessons, and I'll charge low prices, for the stuff rough and rich to give to the That's the idea. And down the bottom, there's a little asterisk, first lesson only sort of thing, that it'll hit you, you know what I mean? And I can't remember the whole full story, but so it was took it down afterwards.
Yeah, £8, £7 per lesson, and £13 after your first lesson. yeah. Like that, yeah.
I didn't trust it, so it's on my premises, so I took it down after he'd gone. I didn't see him that often, but funny enough, he came in a few days later, and the poster had gone. So my poster's gone. I said, "Oh, is it? Really? Oh."
Someone took it.
and he actually said, "Well," he said, people don't like me. Some people don't like me around here. You got the vibes, you know what I mean? Anyway, and that's true. Anyway, he then said to me, at the time, he said, why don't you get my number out? You give other people's numbers out for lessons. I said, these people, it's their living, right? It's not your living, you're working for somebody, you know, it's their living.
They do that.
What I actually meant was those people are better, and I want to recommend them. They want to recommend them. You know, but I always give 3 out. It's just the same 3. Might be the other one, may have retired now or whatever he is.
But generally,
generally, yeah. And I trusted them, excellent teachers as well. Just because he's shocked here doesn't mean anything. If I hated him as a person and they're good, I'm still going to recommend them.
Because of the reputation.
I'm helping the customer. That's how it helps. I'm not worried about it. If it helping them, I might hate them. But if they're good at something, I'm going to recommend them to I'm not saying I hate them anyway.
Business sense, because if they're going to be crashed as a guitar player, then they're going to come back.
I want them to they want guidance and here I've just saw new time. There's such a thing as guidance and anyway, so I said it's my it's their living, it's not your living. And anyway, so he then said, I'll tell you what, he said, how about this, he said, I'll tell people about you if you tell people about me.
You've been established for 40 odd years.
In other words, you know, I said, well, don't mind me saying it's a professional shop, this, you know, and you should be telling people about the shop. It's local, the startup. And it's in the town, it's a well-known shop around the country anyway. Said, you should be telling them about it. Whether I mention you or not, I refuse that. In other words, it's backhanders, isn't it? I don't do backhanders. As in,
as in,
you do this for me.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I don't do. You know, I've got to be confident with somebody that I'm giving her. It's like me saying to somebody, do you know a good joiner? They're saying to me, do you know a good joiner? And
you giving them a number of someone who's sold you to the joiner?
And they build all the shelves and they all fall down with all the best fucking china on it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to.
You need to know. You need to be confident in who you're recommending.
Only people that I know that are okay. If that person gives me backhanders to recommend them,
and your reputation suffers as well.
I'm not going to do it anyway. It's not going to happen. So you're a joiner, aren't you?
I'm a joiner, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, you're a joiner. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I won't tell anybody about you.
I don't want to do it anymore. Right, so I'm going to wrap it up now. Appreciate today, man.
Yeah, no, so just to say, watch out for the books in all good bookstores.
Yeah.
$9.95 a copy.
Well, we'll come in and we'll do a video series and you do the liar one. The stinky one. The cheap one.
Oh, no, it's really.
I put them down to record you talking about it.
Oh, the bets. The bets we did on Mr. Stinky, you wouldn't believe.
Oh, come on, give us one. Go on.
Is that camera on?
It's on. It's on.
No.
Not when it's on.
They're a bit. They're all made. They're made up, but.
We'll do it off camera in a minute and we'll see if it's camera ready.
No,
yeah, so.
Some of the liar ones, put away. But as I say, it must suss out.
Who's who?
Mr. Stinky one, because he's like that. But no, we just made up stories. End up being a bit crude because he stinks. You know, come out with all sorts of stuff. You know, just made up stories. There's a bet every week, right?
Yeah.
A bet every week, a challenge with Mr. Stinky, and there's sort of like. Went a bit low, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then again, they deserve to go low because they're loaded.
Commercial IT was loaded.
They're loaded. They weren't short of money.
Mm.
And there was a pound shop down here that 3 bars of soap for a pound, right? So they needed a bath of acid.
Bottle of salt. So personal.
There was what's the name? Mr. Stinky was in with his Mrs. Stinky, and I had some G&L guitars. G&Ls are like Leo Fender started G&L company after they sold Fender out, and I used to have used ones, 6 or 7 used ones, and obviously all different colours, sunburst, red, whatever guitar, solid guitars, down the corner of the guitar. And Mr. Stinky, he had a Chorley accent, which I've had lots of people from everywhere, and a Chorley accent you can understand. This was a Lancashire accent. But he finished, he started the second word before he finished the first word. So it's hard to describe, so almost the words were
Gibberish.
clipped.
Oh, I get you, yes.
But when he pointed, he's trying to get Mr. Stinky, who held the purse strings, for it to
my guitar.
Yeah, or let him have some money. So he's pointing at the features of it, the knobs and stuff like this. And when he's pointing at stuff, right, if you're pointing at a knob, if I was pointing at that, just point at it.
Yeah.
That's it. And you say that's a knob, if you go, like this, the guitar was here, and he was standing there, and he'd be talking, but I wouldn't understand what he's talking about. Honestly, his accent.
Yeah.
Not his accent, it's just
the way you pronounce things.
So he's up the top there. And he brought the guitar down to this amp down here and plugged it in, and she was fussing over it. So that's all this stuff. And Sponge Dave Squarepants was in here.
Sponge Dave Squarepants?
Fat Dave. But we call him Sponge Dave Squarepants. And he just happened to want to go over there. Yeah. Not another G&L, it's just something over there. And the smell. Because his body was still in the air. It wasn't from here. It's in the air from when he was there, right? That's how bad it was. But all these guitars, where in the corner, they're red, blue, and all sorts of different colours, but no longer.
Don't start any all this colour.
Those David Squarepants, what are all those pools there?
Hadn't peed on it.
No. He stripped the fucking paint off them.
Oh, fuck.
All the paint.
Oh, my God.
All natural. All natural. And there's another time Spider-Man, who used to work here, he lives in Spain now, but he does the odd guest thing here, in a couple of weeks. And he worked here for years, Spider-Man. That's not a real name, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Name's Peter Parker, really.
There's a reason it's called Spider-Man. Anyway, this is thinking he was looking at some guitars over there, and went G&L's necessarily. It might have been, but it doesn't matter. Well, I don't know which one to buy. He's got permission from the system. He wasn't with him at the time. I don't know which one to buy. And he said, buy them both. These are people who can't afford a cooking part or so loaded. And I mean loaded. Got plenty of money, their own property. Besides the house, they own property as well. And so on. And so, buying both, and they bought both. So they give me a lot of money in a paper bag, right? And I'm thinking, this has been in his pocket next to his.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I rang.
Well,
I don't know what I did, but I assume it was okay. I rang it in the till. Well, I didn't put it in the till. I rang it in, so it's registered. And I actually put it in the brown paper bag out the way over there. was there for about a week.
Stank.
Well, I did probably as well, but the fact
But the fact he's been his adult, yeah, I get you. Yeah,
well, really, you know,
unclean.
yeah. So, honest, I just felt like it was light of him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I rang it in the till, obviously, but he's, then she was a musician. She had a music room, right?
Hello, Frank.
She had a music room, played the keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
She bought a £2,200 banjo, dealing banjo. Not a beginner's one. She didn't buy a banjo. Maybe an intermediate she could have bought, £400. Yeah, so she bought this £2,200 banjo.
Yeah.
Now, their banjos are very, very heavy. They're really heavy.
Yeah.
Anyway, she sometimes wants to play it upstairs. And so getting her upstairs and downstairs, and it's a bit funny on the street as well.
Yeah.
And so she bought another banjo, which is heavy as well, but it'll be £300. But upstairs, so she had the banjo for downstairs and upstairs. Exactly the same thing, except almost doing the other. You know, thinking, bungalow.
The bungalow?
Bungalow. And one for downstairs and upstairs had a bungalow. I thought, something's not quite right here.
That's mad.
That's how much money they had.
Yeah.
The banjo for upstairs and downstairs. There's no other way to have to carry it upstairs. So I don't understand that one. Then someone said, maybe that's a dormer bungalow. Even so, buying one downstairs.
Downstairs, you know, that's a £2,500 banjo as well.
Money for...
Yeah, money for all open it. Listen, do you want to tell the camera where we're based and how people can find you?
Where we're based?
Where's your shop and how people can find you? Phone numbers, contact details, whatever.
We're in Runcorn Town Centre, known as the Old Town, opposite All Saints School in Church Street, number 89, and the phone number is 01928 573 087, and the email is frailers@btconnect.com.
Brilliant.
Open 50 hours a week.
62 days a year.
It's open 9:30 to 5:30, 6 days a week. And I'll be here all those hours.
Well, Frank, it's been a pleasure.
And you too.
Appreciate what you did today, guys.
No, it's okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.